What's up, guys? It's Tuesday. One more day. Man, it's a slow week. Anyway, figured I'd rant. Why not? So, look, I'm watching the news, the local news. Gotta watch the local news because the commercials, there are some gems in there. Anyway, there was this one that came on this morning, and it was for a local plumbing company. And the thing is, of course, holiday themed, and these guys are, these plumbers are standing on somebody's front doorstep and they're Christmas caroling as if they're there to save the day. And it's just kind of like the most dystopian thing ever. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, my God, these people have not had enough of a gravy train as it is. I don't think people realize just how cyclical that business is. I mean, you listen to somebody like Mike Rowe and you'd think otherwise. It's a huge mistake to actually think that, because when you actually look at the employment numbers under the surface, a lot of those housing related trades are absolutely cratering because it really is a very heavily subsidized industry, just all things housing again. And, it just kind of makes me think about just all these grifters, man. Like all these people who say 95, 98% of the things that seem prudent and I can get on board with, but then they just kind of sneak in some bullshit right there at the end that just completely negates the entire thing. Case in point, this guy who coincidentally has a big HVAC operation, and he more or less says, hey guys, we gotta quit giving like the boomers such a hard time. And it's not as if they haven't had trials and tribulations in their lives. And, I actually agree with like nuances life. We kind of need to like quit looking at things in such like black and white ways. It's not exactly helpful. But the reality is, I mean, those folks have like been in an environment that's pretty unprecedented of falling long-in rates for the better part of 40 plus years. I mean, you just kind of have to acknowledge that. But of course, being this HVAC guy that he is, the way in which he reconciles reality, the fact that things are so expensive, is because there's an actual shortage, which there's just not. So that's why, young people are upset. Okay? They have every right to be upset. And I am sympathetic to the fact that people need jobs. Right? I really am. But a plumber should not be making CEO money. Fuck that.